If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say, I love Quran. First you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say, I love Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respected viewers, welcome to your program Quran for Kids, and today inshallah we will get a new section from the Quran. This time we will get a section from Surah Ibrahim alayhi salam, the great prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. Couple of ayat from there that's involving a lot of lessons for us to learn inshallah. We will read them together, we will look into them together, and we will learn some lessons and some stuff from them inshallah. Before we start, let me introduce to you again my beautiful guests here in the studio again. To my right is Sheikh
Abdullah Dabur.
Abdullah Dabur, 8 years old, 7 or 8?
8.
8 years old. And right next to Abdullah is Sheikh Ahmed Umar. And you are how old?
10.
10 years old, mashallah. And right next to Ahmed is
Noor
Princess
Dabur.
Noor Dabur, I'm sorry. How old, Noor?
6.
6 years old. And right next to Noor is the other princess,
Huda Dabur.
Huda Dabur. How old?
7 years.
7 years old. Next to her is
Muhammad Dabur.
Muhammad Dabur.
11.
11 years old. Okay, I do welcome you, and inshallah we get to do the Quran. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Surah Ibrahim, story of Ibrahim alayhi salam. He has a lot of a story. Such a great, wonderful prophet alayhi salam, that we can learn a lot from him alayhi salam, Sayyidina Ibrahim. But if you can just mention one thing about Sayyidina Ibrahim that we can talk about quickly. Just one thing, not the whole story, Abdullah, like you did with Sayyidina Yunus alayhi salam. Go ahead, Abdullah.
They threw him in the fire.
They threw him in the fire. His people threw him in the fire. That's what happened. They didn't like him. They didn't like what he's saying. They threw him in the fire. Such violent people. Muhammad.
His nickname is Khalilullah.
Okay, that's right. I like that. He's called Khalilur Rahman or Khalilullah, the intimate friend of Allah. Think of that. Somebody can be called like your intimate friend. We talked about this before, and let's do it one more time. Who is your intimate friend, your closest friend? Abdullah.
Ahmed.
Ahmed, right next to you, mashallah. Say salam to him.
Salam.
Yeah, that's a lot. So this is your closest friend. And Ahmed, who is your closest friend? Abdullah and Muhammad. Okay, great. So those are the closest people to you, mashallah. Say salam to them. They are there. They can watch you. Noor, what about you?
Jannah.
Jannah? Okay, what's number 2 after Jannah? Jannah Abed, right?
Nada.
Okay, Nada. Jannah and Nada, can you say salam to them? Say salam alaikum to them right there. Say salam.
Salam.
Okay, and what about you, Huda? Is it going to be the same? Who's your best friend?
Not this time.
Okay, who is your best friend after the ones that you mentioned last time?
Well, I have 3.
3. You can mention them all.
Amina, Aya, and Maryam.
Amina, Aya, and Maryam. Okay, say salam to them. Amina, Aya, and Maryam.
Salam.
And you, Muhammad?
Ahmed and Muhammad.
Muhammad al-Amir, I believe, right? You said that last time. Okay, so they can see you. Say salam to them.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Those are your closest friends, right? That's something very related to us humans, being social. You come from family, you have dad, mom, you have siblings, brothers, sisters, you have friends as well. Closest people to you. Ibrahim, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam was the closest friend to who?
Allah.
To Allah. Allah loved him so much. You love your close friend and you want him to come. Actually, Ahmed is here today because he wants to meet with his friends. He said, I want to go with Abdullah and Muhammad. And actually, when they came to know about that, they were so happy as well. I can tell that happened just today. So subhanallah, we love as friends, we love one another. When we're happy when we meet with one another. Sayyidina Ibrahim was the friend of whom again? Allah. Which means that like he likes it when he talks to Allah, when he prays. He's my friend, I'm talking to he was the friend of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when Sayyidina Ibrahim is like praying to him or talking to him, and he was always connected with Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so you know, satisfied and pleased with Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, right?
Yes.
Let's be friends of Allah. Let's try to get there and befriend Allah. Why don't we befriend Allah? Yes, we cannot see Him, but why don't we will see Him in the day of judgment, inshallah. But why don't we love Him and be a friend of Him and be like Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he is the one, Allah is the one who gives us everything. We have been talking about this almost purely about Allah, ayat from the Quran about Allah and what He gives us. He gives us light, and He gives us soul, life, body, mom, dad, food, plants, sun, moon. Oh, He's the one who gives us everything. Without Him, there will be nothing in there, right?
Yes.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gives us everything, and He deserves to, you know, to be our friend and to be our God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, friend not in the sense of like He's God, but we need to be closer to Him. So Ibrahim alayhi salam was the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Khalilur Rahman. Allah chose him for that high position and high place. Let's get to the, do you want to say anything else about Sayyidina Ibrahim before we move on? Ahmed?
He broke all the idols in the village.
He broke all the idols in the village because it didn't make sense, and he was trying to send a message for his people. He was not trying to challenge them in a violent way or anything, but he was just, you know, when he invited them, he said, it's Allah who made everything. Let's do it right. Let's worship Him. He is God. How could you get some stones and believe in them, and they are the ones who make everything, when they don't make anything, when they can't even protect themselves? And he broke them, and then he put the axe in around the neck of shoulder, the biggest of them. And then he told them, ask them. When they came to him and said, did you break them? Did you break them? He said, maybe you can go and ask them. They will tell you. And obviously they cannot tell him. So he is trying to send them a message that how come that you do that? You believe in those as gods when they cannot even protect themselves. Very quickly, I take Huda and Muhammad and we get to the ayat. Huda.
How? It's actually true, because how did they make idols themselves and then say they're a god and say
That's the irony.
They make everything?
Yes, they made it themselves. They shaped them, right? Sometimes you play with the clay, you might shape a little thing. They shaped them. They did. You made them, and now you're calling them gods who control everything, who give us everything, and you're praying to them, oh God, give me this and that. You made it. You can break it. Actually, it's funny, but that's true. Some Arabs, they used to make gods out of what?
Stone. Dates.
Stones and what? And dates as well. Some dates, they shape dates, like, you know, the tamr, they make it, not the dry one, and they shape it. This is the head, this is the body, and when they are hungry, what do? They eat it. They eat them. They're like, I eat my God, I'm hungry. It doesn't make any sense. So that was all completely wrong, and that's what Sayyidina Ibrahim was trying to tell them. Do it right. You think of them as stupid, right? Those people should be stupid. Like, you make it and then you, that's not right. But many people nowadays, they do that. They worship things and they think of things as controlling the world or controlling things, when these things are in reality are not controlling anything. They are created, they are made. Muhammad.
He rebuilt the Kaaba.
Sayyidina Ibrahim rebuilt the Kaaba, our holy place, and he rebuilt it by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ. He was building it with whom? Who was helping him?
Ismail.
Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salam, his
son.
His son was helping him to rebuild the Kaaba. Let's get to the Quran and read that. I'm going to get more, but later inshallah, Huda. Please, okay? So let's read that. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes? Oh yes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's get to that. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا.
ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا.
مثلا كلمة طيبة.
مثلا كلمة طيبة.
كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة. كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء تؤتي أكلها كل حين بإذن ربها ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس لعلهم يتذكرون ومثل كلمة خبيثة كشجرة خبيثة اجتثت من فوق الأرض ما لها من قرار يثبت الله الذين آمنوا Actually, we passed our ayat, so we're going to stop here, inshallah, and we're going to look into the ayat very quickly. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying what? أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ ضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا كَلِمَةً طَيِّبَةً. Allah, didn't you see that Allah gives you an example of the good word? A good word is like what? كَلِمَةً طَيِّبَةً is like what? شَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةً, which means what? The good word is like شَجَرَةٍ طَيِّبَةً is like
A good tree.
a good tree. You have good tree and you have sometimes bad trees or not as good, right? Some trees, how come a tree is good and a tree is bad? Can you think of that? Some good trees, some bad trees. Good for us or bad for us? Can you think of this? A good tree is a tree that gives us what?
Food.
Gives us food. Fruits. Beneficial for us. Or shade. Right? This is a good tree. You know, you're walking in the summer and it's so hot and then there's a tree. And you get some shade under the tree. Is this a good tree?
Yes.
It is. You need it. A tree that you don't do anything to it. You just give it water and maybe some fertilizers and stuff. Even if you don't give it fertilizers, what happened at the end? It gives you an apple. Gives you the rice that we were talking about that comes from a little thing. So from a little plant in there. So trees, especially the big, huge trees, they give us good things. And some other bad trees, but we're going to talk about this, inshallah, in the next segment. Let's go to a quick break, and then we come back to talk about the good trees and bad trees, and how is that like good word and bad word. Stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum.
If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back to Surah Ibrahim alayhi salam and to our program Quran for Kids. We will look into those couple of ayat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those ayat from Surah Ibrahim alayhi salam is talking about the good word being like
A good tree.
And a bad word being like
Bad tree.
a bad tree. A good tree is like a huge tree. أصلها ثابت. It has a great root system that goes deep into the floor. And وَفَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ, and it grows up to be high up in the sky. It's a good tree. It's strong. تُؤْتِي أُكُلَهَا كُلَّ حِينٍ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهَا. It gives its fruits, the food to people at all times with the permission of its Lord. Many scholars are talking about it being the palm tree. The palm tree gives you a lot of food, and you know the dates are there. It was like the main food for so many people for years, you know, back in the history, and they can eat it fresh, they can dry it and eat it, the dry date, or any other good tree that gives you, that's strong in itself. It gives shade, it looks nice, right? And it gives you trees as food as well, and you can use it in so many ways. That's a good tree. Being like a good word. A good word. How a good word can be like a good tree. Let's think about that. How a good word that you may say be like a good tree. In what way, Muhammad?
Can make another person smile. Can make another person think good about you.
Very good. So it's a good word. It's just like a word you say. I'm saying words right now. But you may say a word that makes another person what?
Feel good.
Happy. Feel good. That's like a tree that's giving something to others. A tree that gives fruit to others, and you eat the fruit and you're happy and you're getting nutrition, right? So a word that can grow up to give other people things. It's just a word that it grows up to make you happy. When you achieve something, when you succeed to do something, when you pass something and you're happy and you're proud that you achieved something and everybody else is giving you congrats. Congratulations, Abdullah, you have done great, right? You like this. It's a word of compliment. It's a word of thank you. Somebody, you're thanking somebody. You're saying some good words about your friend. You're saying anything good to others that will make them feel good. You're saying something good to your father, to your mother, to your parents, to your friends. You're speaking nice to others. They will like you. They will like what you say. These are the fruits of the word that can grow up. It can grow. Can you think of a word, a tree? It grows up to be up high. فَرْعُهَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. The branches of it goes up high in the sky. How is that like a word again? A word? Yes.
You'll remember that word if it was nice forever.
Yes, if you hear a nice word from somebody that could probably shape your future, shape your life. Somebody tells you, somebody teaches you something good, stays with you, you think of it, or something good, or some kind of encouragement when you need it. You felt bad somehow, you lost hope in anything, and then somebody encourages you. Somebody stays by your side and say some good things to you. That will stay with you for a long time. That will probably change your condition, right? Sometimes you're sad and somebody says a joke, right? And you feel happy, or somebody says something good to you, nice to you, you feel happy. So a good word being said in the right time, in the right place for the right person can make him feel good. On the other hand, a bad word is like a bad tree, an evil tree. Or bad tree, not evil, but bad tree. It's bad. Like it's working nice for what it is for, right? But it might have what? Thorns, right? It might be not giving people anything, but you know, it might be hurting people, right? A tree in the way of people.
It might not have leaves and doesn't make shade.
It might not have leaves and it doesn't give any shade, doesn't give any benefit for others. Some trees actually are like, they hunt. You know, you have seen those kind of plants that when an insect comes close to it and just closes on them, it eats, digest insects. Those are out there, so what kind of benefit? They do have benefits, but they are not like, we don't see that they are good for us somehow, like other trees are for us. Abdullah.
Actually, the kind of plant that you said, it does get a flower, and maybe a bee can come and gets all the nectar, and as the process it keeps going, it might get us honey.
Right. So a honeybee can come and get the nectar out of this. Actually, it eats it. If it gets, actually, that's what they hunt.
No.
Right. I've seen that.
Sometimes, when it's spring, the flower comes all the way up. And not
the honeybee comes, okay. So, but yes, Allah subhanahu is saying that some trees, they might be as good, and we see that they are very good to us. Some others might not be as good. right? Bad words are likewise. You might say a bad word for somebody and it does the opposite of that. It makes somebody else sad, not happy. It actually ruins their day, you know, break their heart, right? Have you ever seen anything like this, or did it happen to you when somebody says something that you didn't like and it hurts you? Did it happen to you before?
Yes.
Did it happen to you?
Yes.
It happens to everybody. When somebody says a bad word, some kind of bad word, or a word that was not right, not in the right time, and it hurts, right? And we have all of this bullying out there, and many people are there. You're just trying to have fun, talking and making jokes, and you end up having fun or making fun of others. And you think I'm having fun, but he or she is not having fun. You are bullying them. That's what it is. If they do not like it, don't say it. Don't hurt them. It's a bad word. وَمَثَلُ كَلِمَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ, a bad word, an evil word, كَشَجَرَةٍ خَبِيثَةٍ, is like what? A bad, evil, bad tree. أصلها ثابت, does it have a good root system or bad root system? اجتثت من فوق الأرض, doesn't have root system, roots, strong roots. If it's very shaky, you can cut it, you can uproot it, you can take it up because it doesn't have strong roots. So this is the bad words. Bad words will hurt people. It will not get good consequences and good results. It will actually give you bad results and bad things out of it. That's a bad word. Somebody hurts you. Somebody is always making fun of you, picking up on you, right? You wouldn't like that. Would you?
No.
You would not like it. So don't do it to others. This is from Islam. وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا, from our deen. Speak good to people. Say good things to others. And let me give you this as the lesson for today, inshallah. The homework for today. When you go home tonight, inshallah, say and make it like the theme of your day. I'm going to say only good things. Say something good to your father, to your mother, to your close friends, to your everybody around you. Just speak, try to speak nice. And think of it as a tree. This is a tree I'm making right now that I will remember, that others would remember, that will give its fruits. Thank others, play with others, make others happy. Don't just be after making yourself happy, right? And while others are suffering or not, you know, really with you in the same boat. No, make sure that you have fun and make sure that others also will have fun, and say good words. The best of words to say is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran. This is the best because He always says the truth and only the truth. The words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, learn them. Can you give us example of any hadith that you know? Any hadith that you, from the top of your memory, top of your hadith, Abdullah Muhammad.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Raise your voice, please.
قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
والسلام.
الصلاة عماد الدين من أقامها فقد أقام الدين ومن هدمها هدم الدين.
Translate.
Rasulullah, peace be upon him, said, Salah is the pillar of our deen. If you make Salah, you
establish our deen and build our deen.
And if you don't pray, you ruin or break down your deen.
Okay, so it's the most important thing. It's your connection with Allah. If this connection is cut, you're disconnected. You're disconnected from the source of power, light, strength, and everything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the most important thing of your deen, is your prayer. Do it. If you do it, you have built and established your deen. If not, then big portion is lost. Yes.
ليس الشديد بالسرعة إنما الشديد الذي يملك نفسه عند الغضب.
Beautiful. You have learned all of that in the school, I know. So go ahead and give us a translation.
You're not the people. You're not strong when you're with like strength. The people that are actually strong are the people when they hold themselves when they're mad.
Okay, so strength is not just the physical strength. I'm strong, I can show my muscles, this and that. But the real strength is what? Real strength is when you are able to control yourself. Control yourself. Control yourself. You want to make fun of him. Oh, he's so skinny. She's so whatever. He's such... all of these things. It will make them, you know, unhappy. And it will give you a lot of sayyi'at, bad deeds. right? And they will get a lot of hasanat because of that. They will get a lot of your good deeds from that. So always let's do and say the good words and stay away from the bad word. Think of the good word as as like a tree that will grow up, right, Noor? A tree that will grow up, and it will make other people happy, and it will make everybody around you getting the fruits of this tree. So say good. When you go home, speak good to everybody around you, and remember it. Last time when we give the homework, and some of you, Abdul Aziz, he went and he looked at the sky. Now the homework is go and talk good. Just talk nice to others. Right after you finish now, talk nice to others, you know, and try to make it as habit, as part of your life. Do not, you know, control yourself. Being strong, be strong enough to control yourself and say only good things, because this is very important lesson that Allah is talking about in the Quran, because it is important. Because of a word, two friends can get apart, right? Because of a bad word that one of them said. One word can cause problems between people who are married, people who are friends, two people in the same classroom, people who are even countries. Because of a word, they can get into war. This president of this country said something bad about the other. It can get two countries into war. It is very important. We get to Islam by one word. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness there is no God except Allah. It's a word that you say, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of Allah, right? So this word makes you Muslim. And you say one word, and you mean it in your heart, say anything bad or reject Allah in your heart, you get out of Islam. One word and you become married. When two people get together, they get married. They say, you know, some words and they get married. Divorce is word that a person says it to his wife or spouse and they get divorced. A good tree is going to grow up, is going to give fruits to other. A bad tree is not going to grow up, it doesn't have any root, it will اجتثت من فوق الأرض, it doesn't have any root system, and it will be just removed easily. It's not going to stay, it's going to hurt, it is bad, and it's going to hurt others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our tongue, this tongue, little thing in here, make it a good tool that we use, for good things, inshallah, and always say good things to others. Say Ameen.
Ameen.
Ameen, inshallah. So, and this is also your homework, my viewers, as well as my guests in here. Let's say good tonight or today as you're watching me. So please, once we are done with this, we conclude right now, go ahead and just speak good to others. Say I love you to those, the people that you love. Say anything good for those who are around you, and they will grow up and it would remain with them and will give a lot of fruits. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say, I love Quran. First you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you do it, you will be rewarded, then you wanna say, I love Quran. But first you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran.